Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing stages 45 to 48 of the Hachette Partworks release, a build the U96 U-Boat. Now, I've bought up some of the stuff we were working on in the last pack because, believe it or not, in this pack there's not really much to do. For me though, the challenge is how I'm going to film it, because as you see, I've got the whole section we've been working up there. It's going to be quite a big model to actually build. I don't know if I can get it underneath all my camcorders here, so I may have to use my phone for some of this as well. I will figure that out. But if you do want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description, and there's also that QR code on the screen. I don't actually know what we're doing though. All I know is there's not much in the packs. We're going to find that out together. Without further ado, let's get cracking. So here you go. This is going to give you an idea of how small some of these packs are. So stage 45, we've got a motor in here. Let's get that open. And obviously, look, I'm still healing. That's why the board is now at 1 day. What I'm going to do first is just take this wire off of here. And we've got two connectors on here. We've got a large one and a small one. So where the large connector is, I've got a sticker which says M4. Go about 1 inch in and put this sticker on here. Like that. Now the other end of this is going into the plug in the motor. Just like that. Let's get open these screws here. These are BP screws in this bag. What I want to do then is take this cog. Now we've got a cross section on one side which is going to fit into this side of the motor, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is, having this way round, bring over this section here, which is the periscope, and I'm going to be putting this into the slot here so that it clicks into place like that, and it also engages with the motor below. As you see, this is now lined up to put two of these screws in. It's probably going to fall out. Yeah, of course it is. Not a problem. There we go. And I'm going to screw this in on both sides. So one here. Perfect. Now it will hold in. And just one on the other side. And there we go. That's a nice quick stage, because that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 46, we've got some limit switches here. Now these limit switches, they're always a nightmare on these builds. So let's see if we can actually get this right this time. So I'm going to do this slightly different from the instructions. What we're going to do is we're going to put the red one in first. I'm going to be putting that into this section here, this way round, just like that. So the tab of the switch is down the bottom here. And now I'm going to secure that in with a BP screw. We know what they look like because we had them last time. These are quite long. And just get them through the hole here. So there you go, that's the first limit switch in place. Now the second limit switch is going to be going this way round, just like that here, into the point. So when this comes back, you can actually touch that there as well. And I'll screw that in just to the top there. Just so you know, in picture 2 of the instructions, it's wrong. They've got the switch in the wrong place, but that is how the switch should be. Both the switches should be inside this bit. You shouldn't have any switches up here, which has got the pictures sewed out. I don't know why, but yeah, exactly like that. Put this to one side, and I'm going to get out these two periscope covers now and put these together. Now we do want to apply a little bit of glue to the pegs, because we don't want this coming apart. So I'm just going to dot this down here. Make sure they're aligned and piece these together. Now on this side here, you'll see we've got notches on each side. That is going to be for this here. And I want to put it in this way. Just slide that all the way into that section in the middle like that. Okay, so I want the central command assembly, which if you haven't seen this for a while, looks like that. And probably best on this camera here, if you look here, you can see the hole for this periscope. So I'm going to be pushing that through there just like this here, making sure that's going in quite far, because it's actually going to attach again on the top camera. Don't know if you can see this, but there is a screw hole for this to go into just there. Perfect. That's going to be held in with an AP screw. I am guessing the top camera is the only one you're going to be able to see that on, but that's in there. And then I want another AP screw just down on this edge down here. And then on this side, we've got 2 AP screws to put in, just either side of this motor here. So one here. I said 2, only 1, just that one there. So there we go. That is how that's looking there. Then I want to take what we created with the cog on it. I'm going to be threading this down the top like this. Now we want it to go all the way down there, just like that there. And then I want to hold that into place by putting this cylinder in. So we've got one going on this side here. That's going to house that cog. And then another one going the other side just there like that. Completely secured in there. Once again, I've got these AP screws. And they're going to go in from this side. Nice. And with that in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. Now I can't help myself, they're not asking me to do this, but I want to check that that goes up and down. So I've got the tester board that I normally use, Mike Lane's one, but because I want it to go up and down, I'm going to plug this into this. So I'll plug the power just into the side here. I'm going to be plugging the motor into this point just here. And if I press one button, it goes up. If I press the other button, it goes down. Check that out, look. That's good. I love it. But that's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 47, look, check this out. We've got another motor. So just get these parts out. And just like we started this pack, I need to undo this wire, look for the bigger plug. And on the bigger plug, I'm going to be putting another sticker. The last one said M4. And this one says M5. So that's in place. Once again, I'm going to be putting the cog over the crosshairs just there. Whoops, which falls off. Plug the smaller end into the back circuit board of that motor. So that's in. Then bring over the periscope that we've been working on. And I want it to go in this way, so the plug is furthest away from the periscope. So it's going to go in that way just like that. That's going to be held in with 2 BP screws, which I've just dropped this out of here. And put one down here. Making sure that that's engaged in there, which it is. And just one here. So with that motor in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. Which means the last stage of this pack, we have got another whole piece here. I mean, look, check this out. All metal, very heavy, looking like that. Bring over the whole section we've been working on. Now, we haven't seen this for some time. As a matter of fact, look, it's a little bit dusty. So let me just get my makeup brush, or should I say Mrs. Welder Wayne's makeup brush, to clear that up. What I'm going to do is put this plastic trim section in first. Now the first lug here and here are going to go over these ones here. So just putting that in like that there and that there. Now they're held in with AM screws. Now I need 4 of these. These are the silver screws here. And just get these ones in here first. Then I just want 2 into these positions just at the front here. So 1 there and 1 here. So that's 4 in total. Bring over this section, and I want the ones that are spaced apart more here. And that's what's going to go on this way. Probably best on the top camera, just like that. Looking good. And once again, 4 AM screws, exactly the same places to fix this to that one there. That's the last one in, and that's in place like that. Let me just put this whole hole section to one side, the whole hole. And I'm now going to be taking these two sections here. So one, and then I've got this one here, two, because these are now going to be going together. Now I want to make sure that this goes into the channel here. You can probably see that on the top. So I'm sliding that in. So they fit together like that. Just put that to one side for a second. And now this is what I was on about filming this. I need to get these cardboard stays out so I can actually put the whole section on here. There you go. That's how that's looking. Let's zoom some of these cameras out. And if I'm holding these together like this, they're going to go in this way. So that the open side is going to be facing me here. So I want to put it at an angle so we can get this up onto the position here. And there we go. We've got that tight on there. And I've got AP screws here to screw this into the hole. Now, as you see, mine are going in perfect. If you've got a problem where this isn't lining up with this, you're going to have a bad time, and here's why. It means you haven't pushed this in far enough, this section here. It's going to be very hard to actually do that now. So I really am praying for you that you did get this lined up just like I have there. Otherwise, it might mean taking a lot of this apart so you can actually push that torpedo tubes further up. Get the other side in. Now I didn't have to really push it into place either. It's just sitting there lovely. This can now just go in there next to it. But that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. And this is where I'd normally say, I hope you enjoyed this video, yabba, 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 yabba. But I thought, you know what, there wasn't really much to do in here. And I do actually have the next pack here as well. So shall we do a double bill marathon? Let's do it. So I think all my cameras are now zoomed back up to the way they were. Let's open this up. This is stage 49. So I've got a magnet in here. Let's just put all these parts to one side and bring over my little stays again and just put that onto there like that. Now I need this connector here first, looking like that. It's going to go into the side here and it's going to be connecting these two parts together. So I'm just coaxing this into position like that. It's going to sit there. Now I do have a hole here and here to be able to put screws in. So they're both DP screws. They come in this stage, as you can see. So I'll get one at the top and one just at the bottom here. Now, rather than move the whole thing, I'm just going to take this section out here that you can see, because on this side, this is where I'm going to be putting this magnet, looking like that. That's just going to go into the recess here. So clip in. So it should fit in like that there. That's how it's looking. And then this is going to go into the 2 points you can probably see. Let me just turn it just a touch on the top camera here and here. So when I put this in, just like that. Once again, it's held in with those DP screws to each side. So now that's in. And then if I turn this just slightly over like this, hopefully this time you might be able to see it better, because I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to be training this piece into here, clipping these two parts together so I can slide that in. And then this is going to fit over the top here like this. So hopefully you can see that. That's that in. And that's all there is to do in that stage. And now I've put that to one side because we're going to be doing the non-commissioned officer's compartment. So we're going to start doing another compartment now. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking this unit like this, and this is just going to be going into that point there, which means gluing this in. So I'll just get some glue spotted around the edges and push that in. Then I've got this bunk base, and as you can see I've got a little notch there. That is going to be going into the position just here with the notch on this side. So again, a little bit of glue and make sure that's in perfectly like that. Exactly the same for this one here, which is going to go next to it with these rib sections facing out. You probably heard that clip in then. And then lastly, got my sprue cutters here. I'm going to be cutting these off the sprue. So again, put some glue just around the outside so I can push these together. And then just a little bit of glue on the lugs at the bottom here to push this into place. It's just going to be pushing into there and there. Make sure it's lined up at the bottom. Just clip that in like that. There you go. That's all there is to do in that stage. Then stage 51, this is where we've got loads of sprues. Now there's lots of things to go in. So what I'm going to do to quicken it up, I'm going to cut the stuff off, show you where it goes and just show you where it's in place rather than me put every single thing in. So first thing I do is take this supply box and this side, put these two together. That's going to be going onto this open side here. So it fits in like that. And then this is going to go into the position here. I'm going to be making a locker with these two sections here. And again, just at the top, bit of glue, the top of the locker into place. So that looks like that. I want to put these two compartments together. So this is going to be going on here like that. So once again, I'm going to be putting glue all the way around this. And I'm probably going to have to just start referring to these as detail now because they've stopped naming what these are in the instructions. So this one's going to be going into here. Don't have to glue it. That fits perfectly. I've got this box here, which again is a push-in like that. I suppose you can glue them. They are in tight though. This little detail here will be going into this section. So I will have to put some glue in here. That's how it's looking at the moment. And then this is going to be going this way round into the positions just here. So I'm going to put some glue along the bottom and put that in this way. Now, this locker we created is going to be going on this side just here. So looking like that. I've got a very tiny detail on here. I've focused up on this because I've got to cut it off. This is going to be hard. Stand by. It's going to go into this tiny hole just here. Perfect. So that's seen like that. That was a tiny piece. But this flap that we've got here is going to go on the end. I've got this one going to be going into this point just there. And then finally another partition here. So that's how that's looking. Put that to one side. Bringing over these sections here now. These are bench seats. And I've got some supports to put on these. Which means put some glue into the holes at the back. Put one of these posts in. Making sure it's at 90 degrees. Do the same on the other one. And then these, I get some glue just on the top. They're going to go into the holes just here and here. There you go. There's the benches in. That's all there is to do in that stage. So you know what? I'm glad I've mixed two of these together because this is the last stage now of this pack. And there isn't too much to do in this one. Once again, I've got two parts to put together. This is just going to be going into here. So I need to glue that into place. Put that to one side to dry. And now cut two of the bunk sections off. Put some glue on this board. And this is where these are going to go. Once again, I do have a little bit of a burr on each side, which I'm just going to take off with this lighter grit sandpaper. So I can get both of those in. Take off these bunks because these are going to go into what we've just created here. All I do is put some glue just in the middle there. So I can then just push these down, 1 and 2. I want to take the railing for the bed, looks like this. We're doing a couple of things here. I'm going to be putting some glue just on the bottom of the section we made right at the start of this. Bit under there, I think. At the same time, I'm going to be taking these railings and putting glue on the ends. Both ends. So I can put these in this side here. Then I can put this side in over here. Just link up those railings. So that's how that's looking. And then I'm just going to be taking this bunk and putting some glue along the side there and here because I'm going to slide this into here. So that is how those bunks are looking. All that's left to do then is take this wall panel, and I'm going to be gluing this piece in. These are storage compartments, which means I need to put some glue just on the bottoms here, and this is going to go in this way. Very tight fit, that one. It did need to be snapped in, but there you go, that's in like that. And that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in those 2 packs. There we go, that was a nice Marathon Tuesday session. So the non-commissioned officers compartment looking like that. We've obviously created the back wall there. Let's see if I can pick this up. Oh, this is going to be heavy. Oh, okay. So, turning it around. It's big. That is now how that's looking. I'm hoping that's going to give you an idea of size of this as well. Obviously, we've checked that periscope there, but that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Once again, if you want to get this for yourself, I'm not putting it down. I'll put the link in the video description and the QR code on the screen, but I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. Can't do that. Otherwise, I really hope you like it. Take care.